So I'm going to summarize a few things. Lot, who came with him, moved to Sodom. Abraham and Lot kind of split up. Sodom and Gomorrah, Sodom. And at some point, some kings come and raid Sodom, and they take his nephew hostage. And at that point, Abraham rounds up the troops and chases down these kings and overtakes them and rescues his nephew Lot. And so, and Lot doesn't give us, at least in what we have of him, the best, most, you look at him and it's like he took the better land when his uncle offered it. He moved to Sodom, there's just things that make you question this guy's character, but Abraham pursued him down. And so what that kind of tells me is that Abraham had a heart, just sort of like King David, a man after God's own heart. And what I've heard is the more time we spend with God, the more we become like him. And that's shown over and over with Moses, with Abraham, with Jacob. Remember how Jacob started, but then Lord. And so how cool is it that Abraham chases down this sort of unsavory nephew, just like God does with us. All right. And then in chapter 15, God makes this promise again. It begins this covenant with him. But he says, after these events, the events of Lot and a few other things, after these events, the word of the Lord came to Abram in a vision. He took him outside and said, look at the sky and count the stars if you are able to count them. Then he said, your offspring will be that numerous. Abram believed the Lord, and he credited it to him as righteousness. Abraham is 99 years old at this point and has no kids. And God makes this really audacious, huge promise. He says, look at the sky, look at the stars this night. You see all them stars? You won't be able to tell if there's more stars in the sky or your children on earth. That's how big I'm going to bless you, Abraham. Or Abram. Because you listened to me, because you left, because you believed me, I'm going to bless your socks off. And it says, Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. What does that tell me? Faith in God pleases God. Faith in God pleases God. For any of Abraham's faults, Abraham pleased God because he believed God. Do you take God at his word? Do you take him at his word? If you do, you please him. You literally please the God of the universe by believing him, by believing his word. Now, this little conversation is important because it says that God was going to do something supernatural through Abraham, or Abram at the time. Remember, he's 99, his wife is 92, and they're going to have kids. That's a God-sized promise. And it says, Abram believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. He thought it was crazy. Sarah thought it was crazy, but Abraham believed him anyway. And he counted him as righteous. Now, why is that important? It's so important because God does not say, good job working at the soup kitchen, you're righteous now. He does not say, good job raising your children to be upstanding citizens, you're righteous now. He doesn't say, good job standing up for women's rights in the workplace, you're righteous now. Those are good things, but that's not what makes us righteous. Now, there's blessings for things we do on earth, when we get to heaven. But the thing is we don't get to heaven and get to stand before God to receive any of those blessings if we don't have a righteousness that allows us to stand in his presence. We only get that righteousness by believing that Jesus took all of our sins and carried them into the grave and got rid of them, and we're righteous now. After that, yes, there's tremendous gifts God's going to give us for the things we do on earth.